Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a world without mechanical engineers. A world where cars couldn't run, where planes couldn't fly, and high-rises couldn't reach for the stars. A world where the machines we rely upon for survival were non-existent. If this world wasn't just in our imagination, it would be a world without progress. It would be a world without innovation, without the mechanical engineers who have shaped our civilization as we know it today. We're here to understand about the impact of their contributions and the future possibilities that are yet to come. Are you ready to discover what a world of mechanical engineers truly means? Hi, I'm Riley, and let's dive in.
Yeah, let's speed things up a bit.
When you first think of mechanical engineers, you might think of them as something similar to car mechanics or factory workers. But the reality is far from that. Mechanical engineering is a much more diverse and far-reaching job than one could ever imagine. Let's take a look into some of their contributions to the world. Mechanical engineers are key when it comes to designing and developing machines and mechanical systems. Allow me to go into depth about one of their creations. High-rises are one of mankind's greatest achievements, at least from my perspective. To be able to just go up into the sky, in some cases, nearly a kilometer, and still have your feet on solid ground, quite literally, is groundbreaking. And mechanical engineers play a crucial role in designing and building high-rise structures. These buildings have to withstand an incredible amount of weight just imposed on by themselves. You have to ensure that the building structure will be able to withstand these loads. Not only that, but they also have to ensure that it will be able to survive natural disasters, such as high levels of wind or rain, even potentially lightning.
As such, mechanical engineers are always the ones that are preparing for the worst-case scenario, no matter the situation. Without them, many of the safety features that you may not even notice simply would not be there. As an example, in high-rise buildings, mechanical engineers have invented a ventilation device that allows sucking out of hot, smoky air in the event of a building fire. If it even gets that far, they're the ones who also designed it so apartments are almost entirely closed off to the rest of the building when it comes to flammable materials. No fire is ever going to escape the room unless it's, been compromised. This is why everyone tells you to keep the fire doors closed.
In recent years, because of mechanical engineers' contributions, many high-rise buildings have been designed with a combination of structural systems, such as steel and reinforced concrete to provide additional strength and stability. This is what's known as hybrid systems. Additionally, I learned this one at TED. Mechanical engineers will also design and test the building's fire safety systems, which can include sprinklers, fire alarms, and emergency evacuation plans. They also work on designing the building's HVAC systems or plumbing systems, especially when it needs to bring water over hundreds of floors.
And then there's elevators.
You simply can't have people plummeting down an elevator shaft for dozens of floors unprotected. It is their job to ensure the utmost protection whenever it comes to designing these systems. Mechanical engineers in general are just of an extreme importance to society, and I've only gone over a couple small details about them. But let's move on to how they affect your daily life. Whether you know it or not, mechanical engineers contribute greatly to your lifestyle. They've built production lines, robotics, technology, including the camera that I'm filming this on, or the shirt that I'm wearing, at least the production line for it. And if all of them just suddenly disappeared, nobody would be able to design new systems in order to keep our society together. We've grown so dependent on all of these accomplishments that if we were to suddenly just revoke them, we would have a societal collapse. Consider this, if all of our mechanical engineers were to just suddenly disappear, things might be fine in the short term, but in the long term, you can expect many things you've come to enjoy just fade out of your life. Power, with no new energy production, we're soon to outscale and then eventually diminish all of our power supply. Not to include how most things break down after only a couple decades. Power lines fall down almost daily in most of BC, and even more so during rainstorms. Imagine if those never got repaired. You'd have no more power to your house. And with no more power to your house, there comes at home more plethora problems. You can say goodbye to your heating, which is crucial in winter for us Canadians. You can say goodbye to your fresh water, and unfortunately, no more long showers as well. You can even say goodbye to the majority of foods you've come to enjoy. Remember how I said, with no power left, society would collapse. This also includes power in the form of gasoline. Our cars have been designed by mechanical engineers to run off of a fairly efficient fuel source known as gasoline or diesel, one of the two. As such, they've been manufactured
by large oil processing facilities. which, surprise, if those are left unmaintained.
You can say goodbye to most long-range transportation. This means cars, planes, trains, anything. Transportation would be halted to a complete standstill. This would mean any importing of goods, such as food or resources from other countries, or technology, which includes the video you're watching right now. Most of this would no longer exist. We'd basically be back to living as cavemen. Let me try to lighten this up a bit. We get to enjoy all of these privileges because people have invented and designed all of these systems to make life easy for us. Not only that, but the field is constantly progressing, with more and more advancements being made every day. We're making leaps and bounds in renewable energy, which would mean no more burning of fossil fuels. Now, I won't say we'll be living on Mars anytime soon, but if we do, it'll be because of the contributions of mechanical engineers. At least partially so. As such, I want to take a deeper dive into one of these systems. Fire protection. It's not something you normally think too much of. If anything, it's something you might be a little bit afraid of. You don't want to get rained on at any moment by the fire sprinklers above you. Our school is riddled with fire sprinklers, and for a very good reason, as it's the easiest way to put out a fire. Oh, and don't worry about the fire sprinklers suddenly raining down on you. They've actually got a really interesting design to prevent that from happening, and it is astounding how surprisingly simple and low maintenance it is. Now, the reason why fire sprinklers don't suddenly burst over you or just go off whenever the fire alarm is triggered is because they actually are completely self-autonomous, unless they are some sort of specially designed sprinklers. Most commonly, they're a simple little frame with only 4 major things. They have a glass bulb filled with an expanding metal, the sprinkler head, the frame to hold it together, and the plug to prevent the water from falling through. The glass bulb has an expanding metal that reacts to at a certain temperature to make the bulb shatter. This, of course, causes water to pour out directly from the pipeline, and once this water hits the sprinkler, it causes it to fan out in a large area, allowing it to quell the fire.
Now, the reason why I went into so much detail about fire protection systems is because I wanted to build one myself, but due to shipping and time concerns, Plan A was no longer an option. Instead, I've opted to go for Plan B. It's a short, high-energy video that would go over how your life would be without mechanical engineers, in a sort of TikTok style. It's the part I spent the most time editing, and I feel like it would show off my learning pretty well. As such, enjoy the show.
Alright, let's move on to Plan B. This is your show host, Riley, speaking here. Today, we are going to be going over on Can You Have This or Not? Mechanical engineers are a wonderful marvel of our society, and without them, we wouldn't have many things you have in your household. As an example, you can say goodbye to anything you have plugged into the wall. You don't have power anymore. Any clothing you have, you can say goodbye to that, as there's no more any production lines. Are you the kind of person that likes to take long, cold showers or warm showers? Either way, you can't have either of those, as all water sources have now been disabled. Who's gonna pump the water up for you anyways? Want to keep the cold out while having a nice way to see outside? For that is no more. Who's gonna make your windows? Certainly not me. Nothing's better than a nice seat near the gas-lit fireplace. What's that? There's no more gas anymore. Come on! If you like to keep things cold, ice cold, well, boy, do I have the thing for you. Say goodbye to clean clothes. You're only gonna have things room temperature for more. You don't get this thing anymore. Microwaving.
Why is there so much we just don't have?
What? You're telling me I can't make videos anymore? There's no one producing computer parts! Ugh. What am I even supposed to do anymore? I can't even make this video? Wait, I can't even record this video? No!
And the lights are off. Great.
Jokes aside, if mechanical engineers were to ever disappear from the face of the planet, lots of things that you've come to know and just take for granted suddenly disappear. Well, maybe not so suddenly, but over time they deteriorate and there's no one there to replace them for you. And it's because of that mechanical engineers are just that important to our society. And without them, lots of modern inventions simply just wouldn't exist. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. In the end, I learned all about the importance of mechanical engineers in pretty much everything in today's society. And learning it through video editing, both to show it to you guys and learn it, is the perfect dual combo.
Mechanical engineers have a huge impact on both your daily life, your past life, and now your future life. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. This was Riley on A World Without Mechanical Engineers. Thanks for listening in, and have a great rest of your day.